Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to show you what to do for the assignment Monday 6/1 ELA. Happy June. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the directions. Please start off by watching the video. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do two things. First, I'm going to show you how to log into Learning Ally, and then I'm going to show you how to complete today's assignment. Okay, so there's two ways that you can log into Learning Ally. You can either click on the link attached, which will bring up this website again, and you will click Launch App, and it will open up. Or a lot of you guys will see that it's actually downloaded into your Chrome bar, which is down here and has all of your applications. Okay, and it's the button that is dark blue and it has these white lines in it. Okay, so again, you can open Learning Ally by doing two things. You can click on the link that's attached to this assignment. You can click Launch App, and then it will open and you will log in. Or you will click on the app icon on your bar on the bottom. That is dark blue. And when you highlight over it, it should say Learning Ally Audiobooks. Okay. I'm already logged in right now, but if I wasn't logged in, the screen will look like this. And I also, again, if you forgot your username and password, okay, your username and password is here. It's mostly your ID numbers, and then the password would be reading. You would go ahead and you would type right in. So mine's a little bit different because I'm not a student, but I would log in and then you would go ahead and start to read your book. Okay. That brings me to the second part of the assignment for today. So the second part says, number 2, read and listen to Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 on Learning Ally. So if you have Learning Ally open, okay, you can either open it up to the beginning and rewind it to the beginning. Okay?
Charlie and the Chump.
Or you can go to the table of contents, click Chapter 1.
1. Here comes Charlie.
And the narrator, okay, the person that is actually reading the book, is going to start at Chapter 1. All right. So make sure you start off by reading Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 for today. All right. Once you're done reading Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, you are going to complete the chart that's attached in the document titled Charlie, Chapter 1/2, Comprehension Chart. Okay, so this is what that document's going to look like. I'm going to open it up right now. Again, the directions tell you to read and listen to Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and then this second part of the directions is to complete the chart below. Okay, this chart should look very familiar because this is what we usually do in class together. Usually we chart what has happened so far in the story, and we also usually chart what you have learned about the characters so far. Okay, so the best way I could show you this, I'm actually going to just show you an example that we did together in class. Okay, you always want to write in the correct order of what happened. Okay, and you also always want to write in your own words. Okay, a lot of you guys are sometimes copying things from the text and you're pasting it in. That's not telling me what happened. You need to write in your own words. You need to write in the correct order. So maybe you want to write what happened first, and then then write what happened next. Then write what happened after that. Okay, and then write what happened in the end. But you're going to do that for Chapter 1, and you're going to do that for Chapter 2. When you're done with that, in this column over here, you're going to write what you've learned about the characters so far. Okay, so whether that's Charlie or whether that's Charlie's grandpa, you're going to write anything that you know about the characters so far. Going back to my example, okay, I literally just pulled this from something that we did together in class. So if you say, oh, Miss Malka, I have no idea what you're talking about. We never did anything like this. This is exactly what we did in class for every other book that we've ever read. When we read Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, when we read Matilda, okay, and also when we were reading One Crazy Summer in school. We would always come together after reading the chapter together, and we would talk about what has happened so far in the chapter and what have we learned about the characters so far. So if we go back to what we wrote for chapter 1, from One Crazy Summer, it says that the story starts off with the girls on the airplane going to Oakland, California to visit Cecile. Wow, that feels like a long time ago, right, guys? Fern was biting on her doll and Vonetta was sucking on her thumb because they were both scared. The narrator is also scared, but she holds it in and is brave for her sisters. Remember, the narrator, we didn't even know Delphine's name in the beginning, the person telling the story. Okay, we also said, then she has a flashback to the airport. The narrator counts all of the Negro people in the airport, and that there were only 8, including the sisters. Remember, we talked about this in class. Big Ma finds a Negro, Jackie Kennedy, is what the author called her, to look after the girls, right? Because they were both the same skin color. What else happened in chapter 1? Big Ma hugs them all, and Pa tells the narrator, who is Delphine, to look after her younger sisters. Okay, this was the order that it happened. This happened in the beginning, this happened in the middle, and this happened in the end. Okay, if you feel more comfortable putting it all in one paragraph, you can do that. If you feel more comfortable using the words first, next, then, after, and finally, you can do that. If you want to do it like we usually do it in class and put it in bullet points, you can do that, but it has to be in the right order and it has to be in your own words. Okay, when we do it in class, it's in our own words. We're coming up with what happened based on what we remember. Okay, moving over to the second column. This is when we talked about what we learned about the characters. Okay, in the beginning, we learned that Cecile was the girl's mother. Okay, she left and abandoned them when they were 4, or when Delphine was 4, right? What we learned about Big Ma in the first chapter was that she was their dad's mom. She was their grandma. Something we learned about Pa or Papa. He was the girl's dad. Fern was the youngest sister. She likes to carry around her Miss Patty Cake doll. Vonetta was the middle sister, and the narrator is the oldest sister. Remember, we didn't even know her name at first. We knew that she looks after her sisters and acts motherly to them because their mother is not around. As we continued reading, we were able to add more, and we were able to figure out the narrator's name, how old she was, things about Vonetta. Okay, so what you're going to do today is exactly like what we normally do in class, guys. Okay, you're coming to the end of 4th grade. You guys are perfectly capable of writing what happened from the beginning of chapter 1 to the end of chapter 1, and then telling me what happened from the beginning of chapter 2 to the end of chapter 2. Again, if you want to use bullet points, you can use bullet points. Okay, that's that button right up here. If you want to use first, next, then, after, you can use that, okay, to organize your writing. Or if you just want to write in a paragraph based on what you know what happened from the beginning to the middle to the end, you can do that. All right, you need to do this for both chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then what you'll do in order, okay, is you'll write what happened and what you've learned about the characters so far. So maybe you want to write something about Charlie. Maybe you figured out something about Charlie. Maybe you figured something out about Charlie's grandpa. Okay, maybe you figured out something about his family. Or maybe you figured out something about his mom. What do you know so far about the characters? Okay, but that's pretty much it for today. All right, my Google Meet is going to be from, let's see, 10:30 again to 11 o'clock in the morning. All right. If you have any questions, please make sure you join, leave a comment, or email me. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Monday morning.